Y'all ready? All right, let's go. Get in here, everybody, get in here. You know what I'm talking about. It's time for a legendary show. Woo! Yes, get in here, because we're moving on up, okay? We're moving on up to the east side. Finally get a piece of the pie. I don't know if that's how it go, but you know what I'm saying. We're moving up, okay? Today was a legendary day. It was a legendary afternoon. It was a legendary morning for me. Can you all hear me? All right. Well, this is going to be a nice story time, a legendary story time, because, baby, I went to brunch with Kanye West. Literally sat next to him, and I got to tell you guys all about it, okay? So grab a snack, get comfortable, because you know when we get into the story times, I got to go all the way from the beginning. So I got to go all the way back so you guys can really get the full effect of how everything all went down. All right. So get comfortable. Put me on your TV. Put me on your radio. Put me in your headphones. Tuck your phone under your desk if you're listening at work. Get real comfortable. Grab an ice cream, smoke a blunt, whatever you do, grab a drink, because we're going to be here for a minute. All right. All right. So we got to get into this story time. First of all, I just want to say thank you guys all to my supporters, subscribers, everybody who has been here with me over the years. It has been a long journey, but we are finally making moves, and I'm going to get into more of that a little bit later. But let me just jump right into it. Before I get started, this all would not be possible. None of this would be possible if it wasn't, and I need to go ahead and place their picture up here. And I'm not being shady when I do this. I'm just going to try to find a good picture that's up here, because, child, I don't know if there's edited. I didn't think about it till now. Hopefully there's good. There's skinny Jason pictures. Because I don't want y'all to be like, why you put up the fat Jason? I'm just on Google. None of this would be possible. None of this would be possible without this man right here. Okay, so I first want to just give a shout out to Jason Lee over at Hollywood Unlocked, his staff and everybody. Jason Lee literally is the GOAT. Jason Lee is the king. Jason Lee is a boss. It's no shade. Jason Lee runs LA. Jason Lee has literally been making me know it since I got down here. And I can't thank Jason Lee enough. It's just, I have so much respect for Jason Lee. I've even hung out with Jason Lee privately, and he showed me a great time. Jason Lee has been showing out for me in a very big and powerful way since I've been out here. And so I just want to first start off by saying none of this would have been possible without Jason Lee. And so I just want to say thank you, Jason Lee, because without, Jason Lee and the assist, I wouldn't have half the experiences I've had in LA. I could literally do a story time on, the experience that Jason Lee has given me since I've been out here. So I'm very grateful. I'm very thankful. So I just want to first start off by saying that. Okay. So speaking of Jason Lee, because like I said, it starts with Jason Lee. So Jason Lee invited me to a mixer at the Hollywood Unlocked Studios in Hollywood. Mind you, this is a beautiful mixer, okay? I met Amber Rose there. If you guys seen those pictures of me and Amber Rose, it was just nice. Like Jason Lee, when he does things, it's very fabulous, all hands on deck. I mean, it's a very nice experience. It is very luxe, it's very posh, it's very grand, it's very expensive, okay? So we went to the high-rise rooftop in this beautiful, I don't know what kind of office. It was literally next to the Netflix building. Like, it was everything on Sunset. I mean, it was just this beautiful establishment, okay? So that was literally Friday. Was that Friday? That was literally a couple days ago. Okay. It was like Thursday. No, it was literally Thursday or Friday. Okay. So boom. So we're having drinks, we're having a good time. The party ends, right? The mixer ends. Mind you, I meet so many dope people at that mixer. Okay. Boom. Jason Lee. Then we go out to the Abbey. You know, Jason Lee always has his section. He has security. Boom. So we're talking. And he's like, well, I'm hosting a brunch for media, bloggers, journalists in LA, in entertainment. Okay. Only 50 of the top bloggers and media will be in the black media will be in attendance to this event. I want you to come. I said, Jason Lee, I'm here. Send me the email. He's like, I'm gonna send it to you. I said, for real, I really want to come. I'm like, Jason Lee, do not be just telling me nothing like this because we're at the bar right now. You know what I mean? And you just want to blow smoke at me. Like, I really want to go. He like, I want you to go. He's like, I'm the head of media for Kanye West's new like media company or whatever. Like, so I'm the head of it. I'm like, okay. You know, I mean, I believed him because he's been showing out, but I'm like, I don't know. I'll just wait. So literally the next day I got the email. Hey, we would love for you to this event. Kanye West is hosting a private brunch. It's extremely private. So immediately, and I got that Friday night. So immediately, I'm like, girl, what am I going to go wear? Okay. And so I put my name on the list and I put my man's name on the list. I did Armon Wiggins and I did a +1. So they did not give out the location. They said you don't get a location until your RSVP is confirmed. So that was Friday night. I RSVP'd Friday night. Saturday rolls around. I'm like, I have to find something to wear. This is Kanye West, okay? I need to find something to wear. Now, mind you, Kanye West has still got all this controversy going on online. And he's in Chicago on Saturdays or Friday and Saturday. And I'm just thinking, I hope he makes this event. I don't know. Mind you, I'm shopping. I done spent so much money, okay, trying to find a look. Now, mind you, none of the stuff that I found Saturday, I wore today. So I just spent all this money and it's sitting in the closet. Just FYI. But anywho, the day is passing by and I'm not getting no email. Now I'm getting paranoid because I don't know where the location is. So at like 10 o'clock at night, Saturday, I get the email for the location. And then they say it's no +1. This is extremely private. Jason's like, it's no +1 and it's all black. Nobody can have a +1. I'm like, okay. My man, his feelings was hurt a little bit, but he didn't get to go. And I'm like, but I'm still going to go. So he's supporting me and I'm like, okay, I'm still going to go, you know, boom. So I get a good night rest and I'm ready. I'm like, okay, I came from the closet. I'm like, okay, you know what? I think I'm going to come from the closet with this one. I got some all black that I could really mix up and really, you know, we're going to come with it. It's Kanye. We're going to come with a vibe. Okay. So boom. We had to be there. It was from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. It started they asked you to be there at 9:45. So I'm like, okay, I got me a little cute little Uber Black. You know what I'm saying? I just want to pull up real quick. I was there, right? Boom. As soon as we get there, it's this warehouse. I'm thinking this is definitely some kind. I don't know what to expect. They said it was like a Sunday service brunch. I'm thinking, you know, lights, daytime, Easter, brunchy, springy. I don't know. I'm thinking outside. I don't know. I'm looking. This is a warehouse, and I see industrial stuff and gate. Like, you know, it's like downtown LA. I'm like, okay, where is it at? So we got to wait in line. We got to check in. So we check in, and then we start signing up for our free Yeezys that we're getting. That's before we even get started with the whole brunch. You just put your name and your location and your size in so you can get your Yeezys. Oh, yeah. So we're getting free Yeezy sneakers. That was off the rip. As soon as you walked up to sign in, you were signing up to get your Yeezys. That was already fab for me. Okay. And then, so we hadn't got a chance to go into the venue yet. And I see smoke coming out the venue, but I'm thinking, is anybody kicking up dust? I mean, like, what's happening? But they're like, you can't go in yet. Now, and now when you go in, There is no pictures, no video. I'm like, girl, are you serious? They're like, there's no pictures, no video. And I'm like, okay, cool. So they ended up, so then they're like, okay, well, go ahead. Now we can get in here. So baby, we walk in. This was everything. So I walk into the venue. It's this big warehouse, right? And it literally looked like my throat, minus the eye. Like this, imagine this being the table. Okay, the table was a triangle, a big black triangle. The lights was really, 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 really low. It was smoke in there. I was like, what is this? At first I was like, is this some type of industry sanction? I don't know, meeting. I didn't know I'm like, what is this? Everybody's in all black. I'm like, is this what this shit is like? You know what I mean? So I'm like, wow. And then you just see peaks, like really strategically placed lighting, like very strategically placed. And then as soon as you walk in, there's Kanye West. I mean, there's no security, not that I knew of. There's Kanye West walking around, bopping around like they're like he's one of us. So soon, I'm like going to the table, and I kind of looked over, and I'm like, well, shit, the nigga standing right next to me. You know what I mean? But at this time, I don't really know who's who, right? Now, I don't know if it was 50, but it wasn't no more than 50. It could have been 50 or less than 50. But it was only a select few people, right? And so they said, okay, now you can sit down. Now, mind you, at the triangle, it was all kind of food. It looked like the Last Supper. It was just like food, like a spread of food going around the table. Okay, I mean they had like, I'll be honest with you, the food was like, I don't know if this is like some rich white people stuff. I don't really know. The food was very kale salad. It was some stuff that I had never seen before. I had never really tried before. It was very different. Some of it was good. Some of it was not. The food, it was a very, very, I don't know what the food was. It was different from my palate. You know, I'm used to just regular. This was a different kind of food, but it was there. I ate it though. Now the grapes was everything. It was everything. But anyway, so it was just dark, and they just had like, you know, but everything was just about like, you really was like ready to grab it with your hand. Now, if you know me, then you know that I love grapes. Okay, so I couldn't wait too long. I had to grab the grapes. But before we got started, there was an actual conversation that was going to be had, right? So it was, okay, so we all sit down, right? And I think I'm sitting next to one of the girls from Parlor Alert. I'm sitting next to another girl. I don't know. It was just a bunch of media there, right? So then you had one of the head people for BET there. You had one of the heads for Metaverse there. Amazon Studios, all black people. You had Fox Soul, the head of guy for Fox Soul. You had Vibe magazine, you had Essence magazine, you had People, you had a lady from Billboard. I mean, they were everybody that who's who was in the industry. Like there was a representative there for media and journalists, right? And then there was me, the only YouTuber, but I was representing for the new media at the table. And I'm sitting there, and Kanye West opens it up, and he starts talking. He talks about how, you know, when you're a Christian, you're not supposed to go to healers and psychics. But, you know, since his divorce, he ended up talking to a healer. And I vaguely remember, but he was talking about somehow that the healer or psychic basically said that he was dealing with a lot of inner trauma that he hadn't been able to, you know, get over or something along those lines. So basically it opened up some things for him to be able to express himself and that he's kind of working through. And then he kind of really talked about, the media and how the media is painting him. He said, you would think online right now, I'm erratic and I'm crazy and I'm doing all of these things. But if you see me right now, I'm fine. And if you know me, I'm an analyst, right? I was looking at his energy. Kanye West was not crazy. He was not erratic. He was fine. And it just was a very healthy conversation around how people are perceived, and how black people are perceived. The whole idea it's called the Black Future Brunch, to celebrate black people in media. And Jason Lee is the one who spearheaded this along with Kanye West. But however, this was Jason Lee's event. I want to put that out there too. Jason Lee put this together. And Jason Lee pulled together all of these people in media to have a roundtable discussion about black people in media to empower us, and to network amongst each other. So it was amazing. So Kanye West got up there and he dropped a lot of gems. I'm not going to go into everything that he said, but he did say some powerful things. He did mention how he talked about how people try to silence him, how, it's not always fair being black. Now, he did mention that, he was a millionaire 2 years before Kylie Jenner. And Kylie Jenner got a Forbes ad talking about how she was a millionaire. And he said that he hit Chris up and said that he was going to use that same publicist, to put his billionaire status out. And Chris was like, okay, that's cool, but just don't use them too much. Almost like, we don't need to have too much of that narrative with you out there. You know what I mean? It's not really a good look. And his whole thing is, well, I'm a black billionaire. And we should be, honestly, I should be celebrated, and we should do a lot more representation and talking about black billionaires. You know what I mean? So I get it. It was just a lot. Like, he talked about a lot of things. I really honestly had a notepad, but I was so damn nervous. I'm like, I don't know if I should be taking notes. So some of the stuff I forgot. I'm not even gonna lie. But he was just talking, and it was a really good eye opener for me to really be able to see how he was actually going through why he's trending online and how he's still sitting there talking to us just as comfortable, not worrying about it. Now, one thing that he did say that was very interesting, and this is the part that I took, maybe that's because I'm messy. He was like, imagine this. I'm supposed to be erratic. I'm the one that's crazy, right? However, I have my wife kissing her new boyfriend on SNL while I'm in front of me, while I'm backstage. And the world is okay with that. But I'm crazy. You know what I mean? She can be the face of Balenciaga. She can do all of this different weird stuff, and I'm the one that's crazy, which let me know, like, oh, okay, so they're not working together. And that is weird. So he thinks that that's crazy too, that she's living her life in front of him with Pete Davidson. So a lot of, like, for me at my house, it almost felt like we were thinking that they were in on it together. And after listening to Kanye kind of talk about that, he's not in on that. It's just kind of like what he has to do. He was also talking about, empowering us as media to be able to use our voices. Okay. So there was a lot of conversation that went around, being black, being in media. And so what ended up happening is there was a roundtable discussion with different people in media. They were getting celebrated. They were talking about their experiences. It was just a great, great moment. You had correspondents, television correspondents speaking. You had journalists speaking. It was really, 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 really nice. Now, I didn't speak because I was just listening. All right. You had a Facebook lady there for the metaverse. She was speaking. It was really an enriching event for me. I was really glad to be a part of an event like that because I got to sit around so many prolific and powerful people, and just to be at a table and at that space, just to be a student and to learn and absorb. It was great. Not to mention, I was at the table. You know what I mean? And it felt really good to know that the work that I'm putting in it deserves being sitting across from one of the heads of programming at BET, sitting next to one of the heads of programming ever at Fox Soul and things like that. Like, I'm sitting in these spaces with powerful people and people that have went to school and everything. And here I am, a guy that started doing this thing with integrity for the love of it from my mama's basement. And I'm sitting across from Kanye freaking West and Jason Lee at Hollywood Unlocked and BET. And it was just like crazy to me. But it was a really good conversation. Oprah was brought up. Tyler Perry was brought up. It was a lot. They literally talked about a lot of different things. He played videos about, just being black and then being empowered. He called it the new Melody. You know what I'm saying? Like, we are taking our voice back. We are taking our power back. This is now. And as far as black people in media, we need to be respected more, and we need to work together more. There was a girl there from Essence, and she spoke, and I loved what she said, because what she said was so powerful. She talked about how Essence magazine was the largest black publication that there is, and has the largest music festival, but people don't really respect it, and even the celebrities and artists, they don't respect it. She used this term. She said that a lot of black people think that white ice is colder. And everybody kind of was like, whoa. And that opened a lot of people's eyes, because that's true. A lot of times, a lot of these celebrities, they won't go to the black publications, or they'll go to them last. And the girl, she was really honest. She was basically saying, like, in a nutshell, we can't really get really good interviews, or we can't really ask the tough questions. It almost seems as though that we have to sit up here as black media. We have to sit up here and kind of dance around and appease the celebrities, because a celebrity, if we upset the celebrity will never come back to our publication, versus, a Vogue or a GQ or something like that. Like, celebrities they find value in white people and the white publications, so they can get away with asking a little bit more risque or controversial questions. Whereas black media, we gotta like really tap dance around what we're asking, because it's so easy for a celebrity to say, all right, you guys pissed me off, I'm never going to your publication again, because you didn't want to in the first place, because we don't really see the value in black media. So it was powerful. It was really, really powerful, because we were really talking about putting the power back into black media. And I just felt really, really empowered to be amongst people and having those conversations, because it really felt like a true conversation of everybody coming from their different worlds and really shifting and leading and gatekeeping of the culture. And we were literally I was sitting amongst the gatekeepers of the culture in media and just our culture. That was everything. Like, you've seen so many people, powerful people from each publication, that like it literally touched my life. And I'm so grateful that I was a part of that. Right. So then after that, there was a Sunday service that was going to happen. Now, I didn't really understand how big that moment at the Triangle was for me until the Sunday service happened. The Sunday service happened, and then they let more people. I'm like, where are all these people coming from? Well, I guess they were on another list. I don't know. But mind you, they got the hoodies and everything. There was a whole table of hoodies. I didn't get no hoodie. I was a little bit salty about that. But anyway, so the Sunday service people is coming, right? Now, mind you, I wanted a picture so bad. Now, mind you, there was this one lady in there, though. You couldn't get no picture. But this lady, mind you, she actually cool, though. But she's a little bit older. You can tell she's been doing this for a long time. She is very aggressive. And, baby, she is going to make sure it happens. Like, let me backtrack a little bit. I wouldn't be me if I don't fight the Kiki. Okay, so let me backtrack real quick. So, they passed the mic around for people to talk. I didn't really want to talk because what you have to do is you pass the mic around, right? You have to say your name and what media outlet you're from. And I forget the name of this media outlet that this woman is from. She did speak good, though. She talked about the correspondence and red carpets and how a lot of these red carpet correspondents, they be on here talking about, what did you wear? What did you wear? And it's like, who cares about what you wore? It was more about, bringing it back to the artist and their music or their talent, their movie, whatever it is that they do, put it back into the artist. Stop just talking about what they wear because it pushes this mainstream agenda. She went in, right? But you could tell that she's very like, I'm here for a purpose. I'm here for a reason, and I'm going to get whatever I need to get out. Okay. So she was holding on to the mic and, the girl Blue, she's from Hollywood a lot. I think Jason wanted her to speak. She was sitting next to me. She was sitting next to me. And she speaks very, very well. And so I know why Jason wanted her, because she can talk well. She's woke. She's really articulate. She's a good talker. So anyway, so the lady is holding the mic like this now. Now on the corners, it's a bunch of mics. But this lady has not let the mic go, okay? She has not passed the mic. Jason Lee is telling Blue to get the mic. So Blue is telling us, can you get the mic? And so it's kind of like a triangle where because we're sitting in a triangle. So you got to we're trying to tap we're playing telephone to tell the lady on the end to pass the mic. But they telling the lady to pass the mic. The lady acting like she don't hear nobody saying pass the mic. Roger, they said, but the mic has kind of been down there for a minute. Can she pass the mic? This woman is not giving up this microphone. She is not giving up this microphone, okay? I'm just like, girl, these people are crazy. So Blue was like, Jason Lee is texting me. Somebody get the mic. So I think somebody actually had to take the mic from the woman and bring the mic down. Okay. So I'm saying that to say, remember this lady, because I channeled this lady's energy though. Okay. So listen, she finally relinquishes the mic and Blue is talking, whatever she talks, it was good, real good. Boom, 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 boom. So bam. So now it's time for the Sunday service. So boom, fast forward, it's time for the Sunday service. So then they start letting the people in. It's more people in here now, right? So now we got to mix and mingle while they set up the chairs and the seats for the Sunday service. So the choir is about to come out. It's about to be a performance. The meeting is done. It didn't hit me how powerful this was until I realized all those extra people were coming in. And I say that to say because if you look on my Instagram, there was a lot of people there, right? But all those people were not at the triangle. So everybody did not have a seat at the table. Shunda. Everybody did not have a seat at the table. But guess who did? Me. Okay? And so it gagged me because I'm like, whoa. I had a seat at this table. So there was other people waiting until the meeting was done. Hey. Okay. And I'm like, wow, I was, it was everything, right? So now I'm like, okay, well, I need a picture with Kanye West. That was the next mission because I'm like, okay, how am I going to do this? Because I'm not leaving here without talking to him and without having a photo with Kanye West. That's not happening. So I had heard Kanye is not doing any pictures or videos. No photos, no nothing. And he don't like flash. And it was dark inside. So I'm like, oh my God. Now, mind you, the woman that wouldn't give up the mic, she also was hogging Kanye West. Okay? You could see the people and she was like, I'm here for a purpose. That woman in the middle of that, mind you, the rules was no pictures, no video. I don't know what she did, but before you know it, that woman has snapped a picture with Kanye West. She did. She did it. And I'm like, girl, okay, I got to try to get a picture. So then I'm like, okay. So then I call over one of the girls and I'm like, okay, so mission is we got to try to get a picture. But there was like 3 or 4 of us. We were all over there trying to get a picture. I'm like, it's getting too crowded over here. I can't do this. And then in comes, don't get me wrong, Saint, Chicago, and West. I believe. Is that their name? The 3 youngest ones. North was not there. But the 2 boys and the daughter, the little one, they were all there. They were the cutest kids. They were playing. They were happy children. You could tell they were very, very, very happy, well kept. Obviously well kept. Their parents are freaking billionaires. So well kept. They're rich kids. So they're well kept. They look very clean, very groomed. They're happy. They're singing, they're dancing, they're playing. They love their dad. Okay? You can tell that he loves his kids and they cling onto that man. They love that man. That's one thing that I could see. His children love him. They're happy kids. Them kids was in there playing with each other. They was hanging off their daddy. I mean, he has a great connection with his children. So I seen that for myself because they walked in, them kids loved it. His daughter, all over him. Okay. It was a great thing to see. I was a little salty because I'm like, damn it, you're with your children. You can't walk up to a man if he's with his kids and ask him anything. So I'm like, this is over for me because I'm not finna walk up to this man while he's with his kids and even try to say hello. I'm not doing it. I'm not going to get put out. I'm not going to get embarrassed. Like, I'm not doing anything. But he's literally walking around the party, walking around the event with his children. You know what I mean? And this lasted for periodically a long time. Okay? They were there for the duration of pretty much the rest of the afternoon. So as the people start coming in, I'm just starting to get overwhelmed because I'm like, it's way too many people now. I thought this was going to be an intimate setting just for the Fab 50, right? But people just started sitting down, and they had a bunch of bleachers and stuff where you could sit, right? And so everybody filled up the front rows, everybody filled up the back rows, and at some point there was only the back. I was like, girl, I'm not even gonna get no good seat. Like, I'm over it. And that was because I was trying to secretly find a way to take a picture with Kanye West. And then 2, I was trying to find a hoodie. Okay, because, girl, I wanted a hoodie. So, but by the time all the people that was waiting, they went and snatched up all the hoodies. So, girl, while I was trying to find an extra hoodie, I had also missed out on the seat. But I kept saying, you know what? No, this is not it. This is not it. This is not the end. Okay, so boom, I'm sitting there. The party starts. I mean, the Sunday service starts. I'm sitting in the back. Mind you, I don't know where the woman is with the mic. I keep talking about her because I channeled her energy. This woman that wouldn't let go of the mic. I kid you not. Every seat was filled in the front. This woman came back. Every seat was filled, period, for the most part. This woman came, I think, from the bathroom or from the back and walked in the front and made somebody move over. And she made her way a seat in the front. I'm like, she don't play. She do not play, baby. Miss Mamas is here. And she ain't playing around. Okay? So I said, you know what? They started it. I said, I'm just going to stand up. So, girl, I get up. I look back. Guess who's standing right next to me? Kanye West. And the 3 kids. I mean, to the point where I'm almost uncomfortable. I'm moving because I'm like, I don't want the kid to hit me. And you think I hit the kid because the kid is... Ring around the rosy, they singing loud. Ring around the rosy, pocket full of holy ashes, ash. I mean, they're over here kicking while the Sunday service is going on. And I'm trying to feel like, mind you, then we get the memo that we can record and do video. So in my mind, I'm thinking, ooh, child. I don't think I'm going to get a picture with Kanye, but maybe I can just show that he right here next to me. But I couldn't really record because he don't like flash at all. I mean, I think one of the security guards had on flash. He told the security guard, can you please turn down the flash? Turn it off. Mind you, the security guard was way across the room. Okay. But it was just the light on the thing. He said no. Okay. He don't like no light. So I'm trying to figure out how the hell am I finna do this? Then I had to turn the light off, but I didn't want, mind you, the Sunday service is this way. Kanye West is right here next to me, and then sometimes he'll be behind me. So I'm trying to think of a way to go, try to act like I'm filming this way, but then somehow get it this way. But I'm like, well, girl, I don't want to get the kids. So then I try to do the selfie mode, how you do the selfie, and you kind of move it over, maybe you can catch them. You know what I mean? But I'm just like, okay, it's too dark in here for all that. Just forget it. Just forget it. You're doing too much. So I went to go have me some more grapes. Let me tell you something. I'm fucking them grapes up. Okay? Because I'm over here trying to sneak, record Kanye and do the Sunday service at the same time. Okay? Now, honestly, the Sunday service choir, I mean, I've been to church before. I've heard a lot of choirs sing. Listen, it's very rare that you find a choir that really everybody can sing. That was like the most beautiful melody. That choir, like they are really anointed, really blessed, and they really sound amazing. Most choirs, everybody can't sing, and they don't sound that good. This choir was everything. This Sunday service choir, it really sang to my spirit. I loved it. Oh God, the melody for this was just so warm. I was just so full. I was so full. At one point, and I no shade. At one point, I just said, forget Kanye, forget the kids. I think I just started praising God. No shade. I think I just started, because at this point, I'm like, girl, I'm going to have a conversation with Kanye West. We're going to do a photo. And I just said, Father God, right now, in Jesus' name, I love you so much. I'm so grateful. Thank you I started tearing. I think I started speaking in tongue a little bit. And I said, you know what? I'm going to manifest right now that I will be the one to get the photo of Kanye West. In Jesus' name, I said, you have brought me here, Lord God, for me to meet this man for a purpose and a reason. Okay. And I said, we are going to connect. We are going to speak. We're going to have a dialogue. And it's going to be something that I've never had happen before. And I was sitting there and I was singing and we were talking, and I was praying and I was praising, but I was praising God at the same time. Okay. I was praising God at the same time because I'm like, I'm really here. And this man is standing right next to me. And it's not even about him. It's just when it's a moment where you feel like, bro, I really worked and I'm here. And I was sitting at that table with those people, and it wasn't even really about those people. It's just about the work that you put in, the time that you have all that doubt, the time where you feel like, you know what, I'm not good enough. I'm not doing enough. You know what I mean? Or is it ever going to happen? What if it doesn't? All of those moments. So at some point I just said, forget about Kanye, forget about Jason, forget about the event. Take this in and thank God that you moved here. You're doing your thing. And, just thank God just because I'm appreciative of whatever. So I was in the back going to church. So I had to say, okay, bring it back. Because then you get me going too far. I'd have fell out at the Sunday service and started. I didn't want to do all that there because that probably would have scared everybody. It was already dark and everybody had on black. You know what I mean? I didn't want to pass out and start, because I was there with it. You know what I mean? You get too deep into the spirit, baby. I play, but you get me too deep into the spirit. I be done ran around that motherfucker, okay? I be done ran all the way around that motherfucker and started really praising God. So I just said, girl, keep it cute, because if he jump inside you right now, it's over. Okay, I'm in here shouting, okay? And falling out. Okay, then they go put me out. So I said, okay, let me keep it cute, because I started to feel overwhelmed. Okay, listening to the music and just, you know what I mean? I just was starting to feel very overwhelmed. So then I had my little bloom flume thing. So girl, I just keep hitting that. And then I'm like, okay, so what would Jesus do? And I said, what would Jesus do? Would Jesus just sit here and pray? I said, Jesus would just sit here. And I said, okay, well, I need a picture with Kanye West. So I can't think about what Jesus do, because Jesus sometimes he take too long to make a decision on what he want to do over somebody's life. You know what I mean? It may not come when you want it, but he's on time. But my time and his time is two totally different times, and I need this picture on my time, not on God's time. So instead of thinking about what Jesus would do, what would that woman do that wouldn't give up the mic? And I said that she would go and get Kanye West and have him take the picture. So you know what? I said, okay, I am now that woman that's not going to give up this mic. Okay? So I sat back there. And I contemplated Kanye walked past. He's still sitting next to me. He look, but mind you, the whole thing was though, when your boy stepped in, he already was looking at the boy's outfit like, oh, who is this? Like, what you? I think he was trying to figure out was I had on a little bit of a designer. It wasn't, but it'll fool you. Okay, it wasn't, but it could be because I had the big bubble on. You know what I mean? I'm giving very much, Yeezy, Balenciaga. I was ready for the assignment. All right, so he kept making the eye contact. He kept looking at me, but I'm just like, I'm not ready. Mind you, Kanye West has beautiful skin. Side note, I don't know what that man do with his skin, but it must be the money. But the skin is just so clear and it's just so smooth. I mean, wow. I wanted to ask him what his skin regimen was, but I also wanted to be choosy with my words because you only get a few seconds. You know what I mean? So anyway, I'm thinking, okay, so what would the woman do that wouldn't give up the mic? So I channeled the inner woman that wouldn't give up the mic. So I sat back there, my God. And I sat back there, and as I sat and I began to muster up in my spirit that me and Kanye West were going to have a conversation. And so what I said was to myself, because fun fact, my brother, he's a basketball player. He's young. He's 16. Shout out to Cody. He's doing his thing, and he's doing a lot of tournaments and traveling right now. So he was in Chicago yesterday. Kanye West is his favorite artist, right? Loves Kanye West, literally loves Kanye West, would cry if he ever met Kanye West, right? So he was doing a tournament out there. He was playing against some team out there, some Chicago team. And I guess Kanye West invited them to a Donda event after. His team did not want to go to the Donda event, so he had to get on the plane and leave. So my brother didn't get to go and see Kanye West possibly. So I said, I got to do this for my brother too. You know what I mean? He would be so happy if he's seen his brother with Kanye West, because my brother thinks that I'm like Kanye West because we're both Geminis and we can both go left. And at times, if you know, then they think that they always compare me to Kanye West sometimes within my immediate family because, I just the way we think sometimes, and we go off on tangents and we can just rant. But anyway, so I'm like, I got to do this for my brother. I got to do this for me. I got to do this for my fans. I got to do this for my subscribers. I got to do this. I came all the way out here and I got to make this moment happen. And he needs to know who I am and we need to have a conversation. So with that being said, I sat there and I smoked. Now those little hookah flume pin things that you get, I think they got only like 3,000 puffs in them. I think I hit about 4,000 of those puffs, right? Because I'm over here walking and pacing and walking and pacing and walking and pacing, and then some keep saying, "What would the woman do with the mic that wouldn't give up the mic? What would the woman do that wouldn't give up the mic? What would the woman do that wouldn't give up the mic, nigga? What if she was standing right here, right now? What would the woman do that wouldn't give up the goddamn mic?" I'm like, okay. I know, okay. So I'm sitting there and then every time I would get ready to go, somebody would start talking and I'd come back over there and I would go. Yo, you could tell she heckled me. Oh, she cackled me. She was some tea. Okay. So boom. I'm like, okay, what would she do? And so I'm like, okay, come on, okay. And every time I would go to like try to get the picture or just to make the conversation, there's a publicist, or then all the kids are coming. I'm like, oh my God, he's with the kids again. Then the nanny came. I was like, okay, great. The nanny came. She got the kids. Then I look back over. Then he's holding the daughter. I'm like, this is never gonna happen because I can't talk to this man when he's with his kids. So I said, well, let me just go walk past him real quick. But I'm just gonna act like I'm going to the bathroom. I asked where the bathroom was. I walked past him to the bathroom, and I said, girl, I'm not finna go to the bathroom. I have to go back. What would the woman do that wouldn't give up the microphone? This is your one shot. Mind you, this is why it was so important. Besides that woman, nobody hear me. No, not one person that was at that event, one, got a photo with Kanye West. Be very clear on that. One person. Maybe Jason Lee, but I'm just saying, like, outside of Jason Lee, nobody got a picture with him. No one. Okay? So I said, I'm not going to leave here and not talk to Kanye West. I just had brunch with this man. That's not going to happen. So I said, let's go. So I walked up. As soon as I walked up, he like, what's up? I'm like, what's up? Now I'm locked in. So yeah, you know, listen, I am your Gemini twin. He like, oh, when's your birthday? I'm like, oh yeah, my birthday is June 3rd. He's like, okay, that's really, really dope. I'm like, yeah, this event is dope, you know, small talk. And I said, let's just be honest with you. I said, I cannot leave here, you know, without us doing a photo. You know what I mean? I said, because this is what we need. Like, I need this. And, you know, and I said, to me and my, you know, this is from my little brother, blah, blah, blah. And I said, you know, this would be really cool if we could do this. He said, you know, I just don't like flash. But he said, you know what? Guess what? Let's do a photo. He said, let's do it. And so he walked me. Then he pulled some white girl. He said, you're going to come with us. So he pulled her. He said, let's go outside. I said, you want to go outside with me? We're going. He said, yeah, we're going outside. Me and you, let's go. I said, okay. He said, hurry up, let's go. I don't want nobody to see us leaving. So I'm like, bitch, I'm going outside with Kanye West. And it's like me and him. And can't nobody say nothing. Can't nobody stop it. Because I'm in the back. Remember, there was no seats. There was no seats because everybody was running to the front seat. I only had the back seat. So I said, I'm going to just stand. And where I was standing became the VIP section. Because that's where I was in the section. Okay? And I was like, okay, let's just go outside. So then the woman's like, how you want to do the picture? I said, listen, man, we are both dark skinned. You need to make sure that you give us some light. So mind you, he like, okay, let's turn this way. We took about 5 pictures. I got more than this one picture. Okay? We took about 5 pictures. And after the picture, he was like, he said, that's the picture. He said, that's going to be, he didn't even look. This is how I know this man is a genius. He didn't even look at the picture. He said, that's going to be a great picture. And he was like, and you have a fantastic day. And he left the party. What the fuck? Mind you, everybody at the end of the event is looking for Kanye West. I don't say anything because I already know the nigga's gone. He just took a picture with me and left. He wasn't leaving. I just was like, before I get too hectic, bro, before I get too crazy, from a Gemini to a Gemini, I just respect you. I just respect what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? You know, he looked at me like, oh, you fly, little nigga. Okay, let's go. And he was like, that's going to be the look. He was like, that's going to be a great picture. Took that picture and dipped. And when I looked at the picture, though, I said, this is money. He was like, yep. Then I called my mama. Oh, I started crying, child. And I didn't start crying because it was the celebrity of it all. I started crying because I'm like, I know my little brother's going to be happy. I overcame, like I overcame, I asked, I talked, and I knew that there was, obviously, you know, he's light years, but I knew that it was just my time. And I just know that like that was meant for me. That was the moment that was meant for me. And when I walked up to him, he received me so well. Like, it wasn't on some like he was just waiting for me to acknowledge him. Honestly, why he wasn't gonna like. And so as soon as I came in for the hello, it was already what's up. It was already love. You know what I mean? So he had already felt the love already. And so I just called my mom. And I just cried because I'm like, girl, like, this is really happening, and I got this from my brother. Like, and I knew I was the only one that got that photo, and then it was so freaking iconic. Oh, y'all can't even see the photo. Let me post the photo for the people that didn't see the photo. Oh no, not that one. This is us. This is the photo. He walked me outside, and we took the photo, and he said, "That's going to be a great photo." He said, that's going to be a great photo. We didn't even look at the picture. And so I was just so overwhelmed because out of everybody at the party, like I literally like for me to, and then it just was such a like a full circle moment for me of just, I just was so full. I'm still so full. I'm still on such a high because coming from where I came from before as a YouTuber, as a person being homeless, being on the streets, you know what I'm saying? Like not really having a direction and not going to school and then feeling like you weren't, you know, when you in a space when you have journalists and people that go to school, a lot of times you have journalists and people, they look down upon us as YouTubers because they feel like, well, we went to school for this and you're just a gossiper, you're just a blogger. And it's like, no, like we're here in the space. We are new media. We are new age media and our voice matters. And for me to be at the table with all of these people and be the only YouTuber at the table, and then to be the only one with the photo and a photo like this, like the man walked me outside. This wasn't at the, this was this. He said, let's go outside. And outside was not around the corner. We had to walk all the way out. Okay. It wasn't quick. It wasn't just like, oh, let's just go right here. No, we walked all the way outside. So I don't know. I was just so full because it was just like, that was a moment. And you know, and it also showed me you have to go for what you want, you know? So that lady that wouldn't give up the microphone, I'm not here to play games. I'm coming for my spot. You know what I mean? And then, you know, you can't be soft. You know, if you want something, you have to go, you have to take it. People might say, oh, you can't do this. You can't do that. We're not doing this. We're not doing this. You better find the yes. People are always going to tell you what you can't do. Very rarely they're going to tell you what you can do. So you have to find the yes. You have to find the can. You have to, or sometimes you have to take it. Sometimes you have to take it. You don't win at this game by being timid. Because there's sharks out there and there's somebody willing to take it. There was a lot of things that I just learned through this. And I'm just so grateful and I'm so thankful that I was just a part of it. So that was cool. And for me to be a YouTuber, and you know, you guys have seen, you know, this is for my subscribers, my people, y'all have seen the growth in this channel. Y'all have seen the maturity in this channel, you know, like, listen, and not to mention though, can we just talk about how the look is looking? You know, I'm standing next to a billionaire, but baby, I'm holding my own. One thing, see, Armon just don't talk. Armon gives a look too. See, this is the difference between me and your favorite. I'm going to show up to the party every time I'm at the event. Armon is going to definitely give you a fashion moment. See, I don't just sit up here and just talk. I might come up here and talk like this right now, but your boy is definitely going to pull up and push through. Okay? You can definitely count on that. The girls is going to pull up and push through. Kanye West ain't just eating me in this photo. Let's start there. Okay? Let's be very clear. Okay? Cardi hit me up and she was like, "Bitch." I'm like, okay, you better stop playing with him. But yeah, so I you know, it was just a great thing. You know, and just put it in the work. You know, a lot of times, you know, you guys know, this can get really daunting. It can get really depressing. It can get very, you know, but it's just, you stay you persevere, you keep good relationships, and it works out. So again, like I said, I just want to thank Jason Lee, because without him, none of this would have been possible. You know, and so I really appreciate that relationship that I have there. But even in that, when you get these opportunities, you know, you can only lead a horse to water. You can't make him drink. You know what I mean? So once you get to the table, you know, you got to decide like what you gonna eat. You know what I'm saying? And I want it all. I tried everything. No, seriously. So it was a great experience. I loved it. And the price is going up. So yeah, with that being said, usually I was gonna do some calls. I don't know, because this is a 4 hour. I talked a 4 hour. But today's a celebration. Your boys posted up with Kanye West. Come on. Remember they said I was never. They said your boy never. Listen, let's get it. Let's talk about it. But I want to tell you this though. With all the things that Kanye West is going through right now, I don't think that he's crazy. I think that he's human, right? And I think it was I think this was perfect for him, for him to show, a lot of the media who he really was, because there was no, I don't know. I just felt like when you get to talk to a person, up close like that, you really could feel their energy. And he was not an erratic person. He just is a person with a lot of money and a lot of power. And he can't be silenced. And I don't think people like that. You know what I mean? And because he has so much money, he has power and access, and so he doesn't need anybody. He doesn't need anything. You can't threaten his career. You can't threaten his bag. You can't threaten things like that. So that becomes intimidating to people in power, aka white people, because here's this black man that is urban, says what he wants, doesn't really care, and then on top of that, a billionaire. So you can't mute him, you can't cancel him, you can't stop his bags. Like, he's the richest black man in America. That's intimidating to people. And so when you don't play by their rules, perhaps they want to paint this narrative of you. So, without getting too deep into the whole TikTok thing, I'll be honest with you. I'm in support of him not wanting his daughter to be on TikTok. The reason why I'm in support of him not wanting his daughter to be on TikTok is simply, and this was before the brunch. I just wanted to wait before I gave my opinion on it. But I'm in support of it because she's not a regular girl. She's not your average kid. She's the daughter of Kanye West and Kim Kardashian, two very high profile billionaire people. And so, kids still talk. So you never know what North could say online, number one. And then two, the comments are disastrous. I mean, I've seen people in the comments talking about, Northwest, what's mommy's credit score? Northwest, we're poor. Northwest, have you played the game Cash App? Have you played the Cash App game? Like, people don't care. The game Cash App, you know what I mean? So you don't want, and then people, you don't ever know if people are trying to send your kids DMs. It's just weird, and so I just think that, maybe perhaps too, Kanye West does not want his daughter to grow up too quickly. He also mentioned that him being a father, his thing is he has a vested interest in making sure that his daughters don't end up being on the pole. Not that he has anything wrong with his daughters being on the pole. Not that he has anything wrong with people being on the pole. He just doesn't want his daughters on the pole. Okay. And so he talked about that as well. And not for nothing, I feel like when you look at the Kardashians and you look at Kylie Jenner, for example, Kylie Jenner, she was at 17. Kylie Jenner, she was like a 25-year-old. So we were okay with her, dating dating Tiger when he was 25 or 23 or something like that. Because it was like, she's not your average 17-year-old. I don't think that Kanye West wants his daughters to be looked at as that way. But the Kardashian brand is sex, body, makeup, hair, beauty. You know what I mean? It's like this young, hot sex symbol. And I don't think that he wants his daughter to be thrown into that at an early age, because that's pretty much what all the women are. And so, you know, and with Kim Kardashian being your mother, he probably just like, I want my daughter to be a daughter. I don't want her to feel like, I don't want her to grow up so quickly because she is famous and rich. You know what I mean? So I'm with it. And I just feel like by default, those kids will end up growing up faster than a lot of others. But I don't think that they should be propelled into it. Like, we can't compare a Northwest to you or I's brother, sister, or son or daughter. Like, that's a different caliber of child. So she has to be protected and treated a little bit different because who her parents are. There's a lot more attention to her. So they have to be a little bit more, or a lot more, cautious of the access that they allow her to the public. That's how I personally feel. So I'm not over here going to say that he's wrong for that. It's no shade. It's no shade. It's no shade. So I'm kind of with Kanye on that. And I also feel like if it was on the other hand, if Kanye West had his daughter or his kids on TikTok and Kim was saying she didn't want them on TikTok and he still had them up there, we would be on Kanye's neck right now about how he needs to listen to those kids' mother and how she's trying to protect her daughters. But because it's Kim versus Kanye, somehow Kanye is now erratic. But they put that erratic label on him. So perhaps that's what it is. I don't think that he's crazy. He's cool. Like, he literally is cool. He's different, but I mean, when you have that much power, when you've seen that much and you have that much money, and that's part of what makes him who he is, but that doesn't mean that he's just erratic. So I'm not against Kanye, honestly, for that. And I'm not always with, the Kardashians, because if the shoe was on the other foot, we would be on Kim's side. So I just feel like, people are just on the Kim side. They're trying to use it. Like, if Kanye had his kids on there and Kim didn't want them on there, then that's what the narrative everybody would be pushing. Kanye's just recklessly having Northwest online. But because it's Kim, it should be okay to certain people. TS even said, celebrated dance. Here's a little bit for the offering plate, friend. Thank you so much, boo. All right. So I'll take a couple calls. And then you guys can call in and get into some things and say, Yeah, so, those are my thoughts on that. I was reserving my thoughts on that because I wanted to meet him first, and I wanted to see how I felt. Now we can cover it because now I've met him, I've seen it, and so now I feel a lot more comfortable covering it now because I'm like, okay, I feel like I know what to kind of expect. Hold on, y'all. Why is she playing in my face right now? Hold on. Hold on. All right. So we'll do a little call there.
Your show now, press 1.
Your show is scheduled to start in 36 seconds.
So if you guys want to call in, the number is 563-999-3658. If not, we'll wrap it up just so we can keep the story time short. We're not gonna take a bunch of calls, so if you want to get in here, you guys can get in here. And then we'll keep it pushing.
Your show will go live in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, so we're here. So yeah, that's pretty much what it is. We don't have any calls in the queue, so we got one. Let's get it. 0658.
Hello?
Hey.
Hey, Armon, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Congratulations on your day, on your weekend.
Thank
I just wanted to call
you.
in quickly and just say, I just wanted to say, I think the biggest thing that I took from the conversation that you had was that a lot of times we are really hesitant and we're really nervous to make like big choices and big decisions like that. And I think that and I bet there's other people that need to hear that and see an example of it, that sometimes you just need to go for the things that you want. Because if you didn't do it, there's going to be another Armon in the building that would have took the chance and got their picture with Kanye and had their moment. So I just think a lot of us, and I think I needed to hear that too, just being more aggressive and being more like ready to make a choice that you want. Because if you want it that bad enough, you're gonna go out there and get it.
Yes, and then but see, it also it's about being intentional, because I knew when I woke up this morning I was not leaving without a picture with Kanye West and a conversation. It wasn't even just a picture. I wanted to have a conversation first, and I wanted a picture second. I was not leaving without bringing that back. So.
Absolutely. I have one more thing for you too. And then, what else did you notice? Any other things? I always thought Kanye was like an interesting person. You said you were being like really like critical and like you were analyzing him. Did you see anything like that was interesting? Anything you remember?
Well, honestly, he likes to talk and he can go run on tangents, but we've seen that. He's really kind of chill though. But he's always listening and paying attention to everything. You know what I mean? And then he does a lot of different things at one time. So we can be in this deep conversation right now and he'll just start telling somebody what to do. He's doing 1,000 things at one time. You know what I mean? And he doesn't there was this guy that he was trying to talk. Kanye kept trying to talk, right? And then one of the servers kept pouring water. But he came and poured the water in Kanye's cup right in Kanye's face. Because the guy was in the middle of the triangle, but he was pouring the water, and Kanye is like, can you try to come back when somebody is not with the damn mic? You know what I mean? So that was interesting. You could just tell that he tries to be cool, but when people do dumb stuff, he'd be like, bro, are you serious? Are you kidding me? But other than that, he was dancing. He's cool. The nigga don't even be having security. He's chill. He's cool. He just be on some hey, what do you guys want to do? You like that idea? Let's go for it. And he's a comedian.
Just like you.
Yeah. He's very much
but
that.
No, continue to go up. This is going to be your year. I see it. The views are up this one. You've been having so many great connections this year and a little bit of last year, but I can see it for you. So just continue to keep moving up and forward.
Thank you. Bye.
You're welcome.
All right, let's take a couple more. Okay, 0587, you're live on the air.
Oh my God, I'm so proud.
Thank you.
I'm so proud of you, and just to watch your inspirational, you gossip, and it's so funny, and it's so with love and joy, and not to tear down or diminish people's character.
Mm-hmm.
And I enjoyed watching you, and I enjoyed your growth, and I'm so proud of you, and you are a true inspiration to anybody who has a dream.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I love you for it. And I love you for being who you are.
Yes. You have to be who you are authentically, even when people try to tell you that you're not that person, or you can't be this, or you're too much. And that's one thing that he said. Don't let people feel like they can't tell. When people try to tell you you can't say something, you can't do anything. You can't tell the truth. You can't expose the truth. And that's another thing that he was basically saying. People don't want him to say what's going on because it's the truth. And people don't want you. They want you to be afraid to tell the truth. You're going to lose something. Maybe I shouldn't say that because I may lose this opportunity. Maybe I shouldn't do this because, he talked about, how many people worked with R. Kelly after they seen the tape. But they didn't say nothing. But you know what I mean? People didn't say nothing though because they don't want to get sticky. You seen it, you was, you're moving fine, and so people like, if it ain't right, speak out. Don't be afraid to speak out on things, and don't be in fear of losing things. But that also comes into like ownership, and they kind of talked about ownership as well, because it's like a lot of people are afraid because they don't own their stuff.
Right.
Yeah. So.
And to see you have your platform and get your signs and even how they fall out for you in the chat. I was in one chat and you say only the members. That whole chat shut down. It was on fire. I said, this man is magic. So you just keep doing you and just keep lifting us up and letting us know if we have a dream. No matter how small, no matter how broken, poor I am, I can still do something. Like, I really live and get my life from you. And can't nobody take what's yours. And I'm just living for you.
Thanks, Bill. Have a good one.
All right, I love you.
Love you
Bye-bye.
too. Bye. Okay, let's take Eva 5385. You live or on the air.
Congrats, friend.
Thank you, and thank you for the super chat, girl. You got a coin.
No, that's a light coin. You know, I've done better. But I just want to say congratulations. I'm not gonna be messy today because I heard a lot about that lunch.
What did you hear about the lunch?
That he doesn't like Oprah and Tyler Perry. I don't know why he don't like them, but
well, he did say that he didn't like Oprah and he didn't like Tyler Perry. He said that he didn't like Oprah because what she did to Michael Jackson. He said he didn't like Tyler Perry. I don't know what I think because Tyler Perry, I guess, screwed over one of the girls that worked over at Amazon. It was some tea with that. I don't know exactly what it is, but he said he's pretty much not a big fan of Oprah or Tyler Perry. He did say that.
I was like, oh, what is going on? But I needed to know why. But a couple of people that I know were there, and they were telling me a couple of things. But I did not know that was Jason's event. Yeah. Like I knew that Kanye was having the event, but I didn't know that Jason was running it. You know what I mean? Which was actually kind of cool because another thing that I wondered if he touched bases on was like how a lot of these Black celebs only give white publications interviews, but I don't know if he did or didn't. I just heard he did touch on that.
Well, they talked about it briefly. The girl from Essence, she brought that up, but I think that she's going to get a front page article with him for that because she broke it down so clean and everybody was like yes. So yeah, they definitely talked about that. I talked about that earlier. So yeah, they talked about that. And I think that he's going to do a lot of work with her because they even had a sidebar conversation after that. So he's probably going to be in Essence magazine very soon.
And what you had was crepes, honey. That's what was the meal. You had crepes, grapes, bread, and some other charcuterie board things. But it was mainly the crepes. My friend,
it was a lot of stuff. Yeah. It was like some salmon. It was like eggs. It was like cheese. It was grapes. It was crepes. It was a lot of stuff.
Right. But I'm just glad that you got the opportunity. And like I told you earlier, some people can actually sit at the table as legends. Others still have to be, struggling.
Yes.
Doing interviews on StationHead.
Oh, girl, we'll talk about it on StationHead. Bye, girl. We'll get messy on StationHead. All right, 0255. You're live on the air. Turn me down in the back.
Earlier, some people can actually sit at the table as legends. Others.
Okay. So we'll wrap up right there because I don't want this to be too long.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.
All right, guys. But I just want to let you guys know it was dope. Yeah, he did say that he don't fool with Oprah. He don't fool with Tyler Perry like that. He did say that. No shade. He did say that. He did say he don't fuck with Oprah. He definitely did say that he don't fuck with Oprah like that. He said he don't fool with Tyler Perry. Yeah, but it was a good time. But yeah, y'all. So I love y'all all, and I might go on StationHead and kiki with y'all for a little bit. So I'll see y'all in the next video. Make sure y'all go like this picture on Instagram. Make sure you guys go like this picture on my community tab. And I love you all. Hashtag, well, Jason Lee is like a mentor to me now. But you know what I'm saying. Outside of that, girl, it's still giving like, I know mentors at as far as on YouTube. Okay. But I love you all. And I'll see you guys in the next video. All right. Peace out. I go my way. All the pain.